Hi everyone, this is Katie, the Crafty Blog Stalker, and in today's episode, we are going to make a printable puzzle using this DIY puzzle kit from New Fun. New Fun did supply these puzzle kits for me for the purpose of this video today. Make sure and subscribe to my videos, ring that bell, and let's get started with our puzzles. Here is our New Fun DIY puzzle kit. And the great thing about this kit is you can print your transfer iron-on from any inkjet home office printer. So you do not need a special printer to be able to make your puzzles. And when you go to newfunactivities.com to purchase the DIY puzzle kit, if you enter the code Katie, K-A-T-I-E, you can save 20% on your puzzle kit, and that's a great deal. So let's see what comes inside of our kit. Of course, we have the instructions, and you can either press with a heat press or a hand iron. Today, I'm going to be using my Cricut heat press. And we're going to open this up. And here we have 5 transfer sheets. So these are the sheets that we put into our printer to print our designs. And then we have some parchment paper. And of course, we have our puzzles. You get 3 transfer puzzles that you use that iron-on with. And you do not want to break apart your puzzles until after you have applied the transfer to them. I am using my home office printer to print this design, but before I print, there are 2 things that you need to make sure. And first is that the design is mirror imaged when sent to your printer. And the second is when loading your transfer sheets into your printer, there are 2 sides. There's a plain side and a red striped side. Now the red striped side is the back of the transfer sheet. So you want to load your transfer sheet so that it will print on the plain side of the paper. So I'm going to load that in and print. And here is my printed summer search and find. Doesn't that look so fun? So now let's transfer our printable to our puzzle. Here I have my Cricut heat mat, as well as a piece of parchment paper that I'm going to put underneath my project. Then I'm going to bring in my puzzle blank. And the first thing I want to do is just kind of lightly bend so that those puzzle pieces start to come apart, but they don't completely come apart. I just want to make sure that none of them are too stuck, that after I iron, I won't be able to get those puzzle pieces apart. Okay, those look pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to leave that on my mat, and then I'm going to bring in my printable summer search and find. Now remember, I just printed this with my home printer, not a special printer. And I'm going to center that on my puzzle. Now as a tip, to make this easier to peel once we have adhered it with the heat and pressure, I am just going to cut a little corner of this off. I'm not going to cut into my design. I'm just cutting on the edge there where it's on the frame, and we're going to remove that frame anyways. So I feel good about my centering, or getting my paper centered on my puzzle. I'm going to grab my Cricut Easy Press. Now this is the largest press. I think it's a 12 by 9. And I'm just going to place it on top. And for 25 seconds at 350 degrees. Now, if you're using a regular iron, you would put it at the linen setting and go over it for 2.5 minutes. But a heat press is nice because you can do it all at once. And we're going to do a hot peel. So we're going to go to that notch and peel it back in one smooth motion. Now, if you notice a little bit of that, it's not sticking, just put it right back down before you peel the whole thing off. And apply a little bit more heat with some pressure. And just kind of move that back and forth. And then we're gonna come back to that corner again. We're gonna do a hot peel. And you can see how that came off much better that time. Okay, and we're just gonna pull that all the way off. There is our search and find puzzle. So now the next thing we want to do, because we aren't done yet, is we're gonna turn the puzzle over and we're gonna remove this frame. I think it's easier to do upside down. Plus it keeps the front edges looking nice. It is still hot. So we've got that removed. Now we're going to turn it back over. And now we're going to use the parchment paper that came with our kit. And we're going to lay that on top. And now we're going to press again for 30 seconds this time. So I'm going to bring back in my heat press. And it's set at 25, but that's okay. I can go 5 seconds longer. And this is just going to kind of seal the puzzle. Okay. Now we don't want to peel the parchment paper off the puzzle until it is completely cooled. So while it's cooling, let me show you another puzzle that I made. So this is a puzzle that I made for my daughter, Allie, and she absolutely loves puzzles. She has so many puzzles. I think last count she had 40 some, and they're all like between 500, 1,000 and plus piece puzzles. She loves puzzles. So I thought this would be a cute little thing to make for her. So I've got the day that she was born all the way to one of her senior photos. This is my favorite photo of her. But I think the thing that makes this really special is when you turn the puzzle over, I actually have a letter to her. So then I can break these puzzle pieces apart. Actually, let's do it on the back side again. And I can give her these puzzle pieces in an envelope or in a box, or I haven't quite decided yet how I'm going to give her the puzzle. It'll probably be something simple like in a cute envelope. But then it is a heartfelt gift because she loves puzzles. Yes, this is a simpler puzzle. This is not a 1,000-piece puzzle. But I know that she will still enjoy putting it together because, one, it's pictures of her, and then it has that message on the back from me. So isn't that such a fun idea? Another fun way to use these puzzles. So let's go back to our search and find puzzle. And it feels completely cool to me, so we're going to peel back that parchment paper. And we're going to do the same thing with this one to break it apart. You turn it over and you break it apart. And then you have a fun puzzle for your kids. 2 activities in one. So let me know in the comments below what you would put on your puzzle. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. While you're here, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube videos so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming tutorials. And of course, you can always find me at my home base at thecraftyblogstalker.com. Thanks everyone. Bye and happy crafting.